It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary.
Lady Susan, Buju, Idris, Ada Efe, Adekemi, and the rest of you who are currently hailing right there in the comment section. Top of the moment to you.
Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Godfatherism. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends, and then tell them that Mayegun today. Yes, read the caption of the broadcast. You know what I mean? Read the description as well. Get yourself into it and then be part of the conversation as well. Okay, thank you. Share the broadcast.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Lórí Facebook, And yes,
I bet that you have also heard that the latest from Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. We are going to be digging into that today, possibly to bring back to fore why many of us believe that the terrorism in Nigeria is state-sponsored. The terrorists have the protection of those who are supposed to out them and prosecute them. But in 2021, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi became more prominent on so many media platforms where he was advocating for the Fulani terrorists. At a point, if I remember very well, he did say that they are going nowhere. That rather than all of you to be thinking of getting rid of these armed terrorists, you will just have to learn how to live with them, give them whatever they want, then maybe there will be peace. But if you think doing away with them or trying to fight them because it is no longer about cows. He said that. He said this is no longer about cows. It has now turned into a jihadist. Jihadi. Like it's no longer about just cow anymore. So it's better you begin to learn how to live with that. And in 2022, December 2022, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is out again to warn you. Don't think you are smart or you have a way of escaping this Armageddon. You have no way. If you make a mistake to elect leaders who are going to promises that they are going to come and deal with bandits, you are warned, though, but we'll get to that part. What is Sheikh Gumi's story? Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is a cleric based in Kaduna. Now, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is the son of another sheikh who is dead, Sheikh Gumi, who happened to be one of the trusted allies, especially when it comes to religious advices and the rest, to Ahmadu Bello, the first northern premier of Nigeria. So the influence runs deep. The politics of religion that the likes of Gumi is riding on in Nigeria of today was planted by his own father, who also has been linked to the foundation of the terrorism we are witnessing today in Nigeria. Now, this is not a make-up story. These are stories that are already out there. But there's a way we should link them now to today's Gumi. Now, today's Gumi is, like to everyone else, just a cleric, a preacher. Oh, he's just one of the prominent, influential preachers. No, he is not just one of those influential preachers. Well, if he had chosen not to be a preacher as he is doing, it will probably be one of those running Nigeria right now because of his own father and the influence he wield. So it's beyond that bed sheet that he put on his head, the whole thing, description that the whole thing, all those stuff. It's beyond that. It's deeper. So if he talks or whenever he speaks, don't think it's just a blabber or bala blue or bulu bala. Pay attention very well. He's untouchable. In fact, if they make any attempt for some reason to prove a point, to pick him up for any reason, he will be released. Even the person that is his own protege, that guy that was the publisher of Herald newspaper in Nigeria, you remember him? The one that was fingered in the Kaduna Abuja rail, the passengers kidnapped on the Kaduna Abuja rail, their negotiation and everything that went into that. Remember him? I'll come back to that. At the end of the day, they dropped all the charges against him. No charges, no case, no nothing. Just go away. There's no need. There won't be any reason for that. Because the people behind the whole industry of terrorism in Nigeria, they know that it is not going away. But wait for it. last year, when the Fulani terrorists were running mad, seriously mad, there came Sheikh Osama bin Gumi to come and tell us that we don't have to misunderstand the killings, the kidnappings, the attacks on communities, and more people ending up in the refugee camps. He said, hey, don't, it's not that bad. Only few people are committing criminal, and to them it's just criminal, small criminal stuff. What he called small criminal stuff are the trail of blood, bodies of those who have fallen due to the bullets and the violence of this Fulani terrorist. So in 2021, he went on media pilgrimage. He was everywhere, trying to tell people that, listen. Don't let anybody deceive you. This is Nigeria. If you want peace, we need to give these people whatever they want. They say, okay, what did they want? They want the government to get them lands, to build those lands, build houses there, build schools, hospitals, build recreational centers, you know what I mean, parks, then build ranches for them in their choice areas across Nigeria. Then there will be peace. And that is exactly the new one that is now promoting. If you think that you want to fight, it's not going to end. This is no longer just about cows. It is now about the survivor. And this guy last year met with the terrorists. As we were reading about the terrorists and what they are doing, Gumi was everywhere in the media, meeting with them. The Nigerian security agents are unable to locate the terrorists. That's what they were telling us. Or they couldn't attack them simply because they are captives. They are the people they kidnapped. They are in danger. But guess what? The terrorists are just like living like me and you, normal people. So they wake up every day, they get themselves ready, clean their tools, think of where they should go and attack and kidnap people, and what should be the demand and all of that. Like just same way you wake up in the morning, get yourself freshened up, put on the dress, and then go out there to go and do your own legitimate work. That's exactly what the terrorism has become in northern Nigeria. Courtesy of these guys. So he met with them. You know something, in one of the meetings where he met with the terrorists, and they were there, all the paraphernalia of terrorists and all of that, face covered, bragging here and there. They told Gumi that soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, that they are killing them. That whenever they are trying to fight those who have stolen from them, right? Then in no time, Nigerian soldiers will come to attack them. They have killed some of them, and that is why they are now killing soldiers, killing people, killing anybody that they want to kill. And they will kill everybody until they get what they want. Do you know what Gumi told them? He said, wait, you will get everything you want. But there is a correction I need to make here quickly. You see those soldiers who are shooting and killing Fulanis in Nigeria. If any Fulani is killed anywhere by Nigerian soldiers, I am assuring you that the soldier is not a Muslim and he is not a northerner. That soldier must be a Christian from southern Nigeria. I have a video. I'll play that for you. He told them in one of the ways of his own way of being the intermediary between terrorists and Nigeria and Nigeria media. He told them, he said, no, just so you know, okay, I need to correct that. I'm not saying the soldiers are not attacking you or something, but you should know that whenever any Fulani terrorist is killed by Nigerian soldiers or police, just know that they are not Muslims and they are not from the northern Nigeria. They are 100% from southern Nigeria and they are Christians. Now, you might not understand some of these, but let's start with one where he made it very, very clear that the terrorists are not going anywhere. I'm coming back to that Kaduna story.
The herdsmen, they are going nowhere. They are part of us and we are part of them. We must live with them. You can't drive them away and they can't drive us away. They are our neighbors, so we should never allow them to be our enemies. And if by any mistakes, by our actions, we have turned them into enemies, then we are finished. Because our real enemy will use them against us. As your real enemy will use your neighbor against you, and nobody knows your secret more than your neighbor. He knows when you come back and when you go out. So we should never allow herdsmen to be our enemies.
Do you get that? We are talking about Fulani armed herdsmen committing genocide all over Nigeria, and Gumi just told you they're point blank. They are going nowhere. Then he kept saying, don't let anybody make them your enemies. Don't let our enemies make them your enemies and all that blah, blah, blah. Now that is how it works. But yeah, he's not just saying that. Oh. When Gumi was meeting with the terrorists in 2021, he was given logistics like cars, entourage, security that included the DSS, the Aura Secret Service, the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Special Police, all of them to provide security for Gumi and his entourage to meet with terrorists behind a military base in Kaduna. Can you believe that terrorists are behind the military base in Kaduna? And when Gumi went there to meet with them, they were comfortable and they speak comfortably. I'm sorry, I don't understand. You know what I mean? But first, what did the terrorists tell? I mean, what did they say to Gumi and their complaints? Sorry that we don't understand most of what they are saying, but I know most of what they are saying because they are not new. They've already been sort of, subtitled and decoded for us. So I'll tell you, but just watch this, the countenance, the posture, the body language, and everything you're going to see in this clip. And that should tell you what state Nigeria is. And when you see images like this, they are just to show to you. They are so rare. You don't see them all the time. But when you have them, you keep them. They are a chance for you to see. When they talk about the ruins, when they tell you about how bad it is, and you have no idea how to kind of imagine it. Now, pay attention for this next 5 minutes. Don't worry about the language. If you understand the language, great. I don't either, but I know what they are saying. I'll tell you. The body language. During this meeting, armed to the teeth, behind the military base in Kaduna, which Gumi himself confirmed. But let's first see that meeting in 2021. February 2021.
Abinda muke in har kasata ce muke sun sani, in ma har karamuwa ce muka yi sun sani. Sun sha zuwa kafafen yaɗa labarai irin su sarkin kara na Alhaji Bala ce yan ta'adda na bayan gari ne sarkin shanu mun ɗauka yan ta'adda. Tunda muna da bindigogi muna kare kanmu wallahi yan ta'adda. Tunda kai mala yana uban kasa kuriya uban kasa kwaji. Kowa ya sani ko kyaftin tunki a ƙasar gaba ta ne ta gida sai min shinkafa suka kira wata aƙida Allah ya kawo ta sabon duniya ciwo Allah ya kawo shi daga wata ƙasa suka zaka nan ne barayi ne sun yi daga wata duniya wallahi kawai aka ci gaba da kakatai ruwa na ɗauke sojoji na zaka wanda sun ka kashe su kuma sauran 'yan garuruwa ɗauke miliyoyi na ba su dama
sai da an kai ba mu lafiya kokari ake cewa mu aka yi wadare mu aka ce mu dawo sulhu aka dawo aka zanna tsohon gwamnati aka ce an yi sulhu an yarjejeniya muka dawo nan ne ko sati ba aka ci gaba da kuma ci mu kuma muka ce to ga tun da haka ne bari mu sai mun ka sai makamai Allah da ka da ba cuta ce muka da Allah bai ba mu yanzu ku dubi duka yaron da ku haɗu ne ko shinkafa aka kai tsaya kamun da tare da mu mun san ba iya mu bane iya Allah ce saboda zaluncin da yaga ana yi yanzu ka tuna sulhu mun kai da gwamnan ka ni alƙawari da shi cikin alƙawari 10 ina alhaji mu ta waya mun kai da shi kuku ta ne
ba kira baki ba kira baki kun kai
cikin alƙawari 10 nawa ne
guda ɗaya an kai
nan ne
na ruwa
to baya gari shi
ba a yi wani ba
mutum nawa a rike karamin hukumar shinkafa wanda yankin haka ne ɗauka
babu sai mutum guda
mutane mu nawa a rike na gaya mu
ka gaya mana
sun turo mana sun turo gwamna ya ce da shi za a sannan shugaban ƙasa ma in da shi ake magana yanzu shi ma ya turo mana wurin da muka zauna muka yi magana da matar da shi an gaya mu sake a gane yan Najeriya to inda azu ba malamai bane wallahi ba Allah ya sani wallahi da rage su mun kadiba mu zaka mu saurari abin da za su faɗa mana duk mu bakin iya ta saurare yanzu nan magana muka yi da su an kaci an yarda ne alƙawari Allah kuna mana kun ga jiki ya wuce ai yarda kuna nan ma na ki ya wuce ne ya kaza yanzu nan ba a yi minti 30
na sojoji ba haramin jirgi ne
yau ba mu da dadi mu da kaga mun ga jirgin soja nan ba abin da ka wannan ne zayyana faɗi guda ai ƙarya ce ina yi shekara 5 ina aiki ina nan zanne ta karamar hukumar shinkafa ban taɓa jin shanun da sojoji na kwato mun yasa ba a yi kokarin da muke kuma mun kan yi bukatar mun ba a yi kaga don an ce muna akwai alƙawari ba mai
So let me just take that off. You know what I mean? But what that guy, that terrorist, was saying in that clip when he got subtitled for us, summary of what he was saying was that when they were in so place, soldiers came to chase them away. So they moved to another place. Soldiers came. They attacked them. Their wives, their children, some of them died or sustained injuries. And nobody cared about them. They don't, I mean, in Nigeria, it's like they don't have life. It's like nobody valued them. They are nothing. That anybody could just do whatever they wanted to, including after denying them everything, everything else they gave to Nigerians. They denied them as Fulanis. Now, they are now sending soldiers to kill them. That was when Osama bin Gumi tried to tell them, listen. I agree with everything else you have said, okay? But there's something I need to correct quickly. Just in case if you come across them and you grab all these soldiers. Once you see that he is a Muslim and is from the north, you need to know that he is not one of those killing your people, killing our people. That was what Gumi was telling them. If I'm wrong, correct me. Listen to this.
Amma abin da nake so ku sani ya faɗi sunayen sojojin da suke wa'annan ba musulmai bane. Kun san soja akwai musulmi da wanda ba musulmi ba. Kun san da haka ko? To wanda ba musulmin ciki ba domin ya haɗa faɗa su suke irin wannan kisa. To in kun zo ramawa kuka shiga gari wurin ramawa kuma sai aka ga kun kashe namiji, kun kashe yaro, kun kashe tsoho, shine kuma hankalin mutane ya tashi. Ya za a yi soja su zo su yi ɓarna, masu aiki su yi ɓarna, amma in an tashi kuma sai a rama a cikin mutanen gari. Bari ba ku misali, shekaran jiya an kama an yi garkuwa da mutane, cikinsu mace mai hijabin ta da yaro, yanzu haka suna tsaye, ko ba ku ji labarin ba. To irin wannan shi ke ɓata sunan haƙƙinku. An bi an kama yara a makaranta suna.
You deserve schools. Your children, your family, they deserve home and peace. And Nigeria is supposed to give them to you. You deserve to have all of these things. But if you see those who are shooting and killing you, they are not Muslims. And they are not from the north. Do you see how religion and then a manipulation, do you see how they work? Right. Even if you don't, there is more. Apart from meeting them, it took over all the media in Nigeria. It was an hot cake in 2021 because almost every day we are hearing the attacks, the report of attacks here and there. They have killed people. They have invaded farms. So these are the videos of people who survived also. It was horrible. So they needed a proper face, a face that other people, because you know something, all this barbarism, all these killings, before the emergence of APC, Egbekegbe at the center, somehow, yeah, the freedom to willingly use their own state fund to sponsor terrorism was not so clearly allowed. But immediately, APC, Egbekegbe came in, and the expansion of the terrorism industry in Nigeria began. What happened? Prominent faces, voices, they started speaking up in defense of what was to later come. Many of those who lied to you about what was going on, today, they are completely deaf, dumb, and quiet. You know that. So, the battle is won. In northern Nigeria today, terrorists are making security deals with state governors, making security deals with communities. They are making security deals that involves them being paid huge amount of money so that they will not attack your state. They will not kidnap much people in your state. You know what I mean? This came to fall under APC. Egbekegbe go to Zamfara. Where Matawale, where they have killed almost more than half of the indigenous farmers of Zamfara, because the terrorists who were killing them started with cows. Meanwhile, they were actually looking for the gold buried under their farms. So they had to kill them, chase them away. And today in Zamfara, they are proud. Even their governor is proud. After paying over 750 million naira in security arrangements with three terrorist groups in the state, that terrorists walked into government house in Zamfara, where security agency, the politicians, they all met in a hall, and terrorists was telling them there that he decided to come and nobody can touch him or take him. All of this happened. They happened. They are not make-up stories, they happened. On many occasions, right? Even where Bokwari State, they had to use the state resources to pay over 1.6 billion naira to terrorists in Katsina State, only for the governor to come out later and say it was a terrible idea, making deal with terrorists. Have you actually seen them talk? Let me show you one of those terrorists and how they do, before I take you back to Osama bin Gumi, the man that is now trying to explain the rationale behind the terrorism. Don't call them terrorists. Don't let anybody make them your enemies. Blah, blah, blah. Have you heard them speak before? Sorry, this one is also not speaking much English. It's not speaking English. But again, I want you to pay attention to the body language and these people around him, government officials. They visited the terrorist. And this was their conversation.
ya san ba da wallahi shi yasa an kaba mun ka da wannan muna yin gida ni kira emiya gashi wanda an ka kai wanda abu wanda an ka ci ni ce mai mu ya zaman lahiya da shi ni ba ta addanci yan mai ne kaza ba iyaka ta zama ta da kasa in zanna da uwaye na lahiya hudda ta in kama yi kasa in yarji na ce mai tab da kasa ta in dai ni zan yanka to kira uwaye na faɗa musu namu na ci yace mai in dai shi zai zama da dan ta'adda har duniya ta nadi bai zama da shi ko ba a yi haka ba ni ko kashe wayata ni cire layi na ni birkici ni aje waya daga ran nan ban ƙara waya ni kale sai dai in waya da waya yaro ni kashe wayata sai da an ka ɗebi wata 3 jami'ai an ka kai su dumburu an ka aji ko ba a kai su dumburu an ka aji ni kyale su ina gindin hanyar gidana na gindin hanyar sun ka wuce ni kyale ni jaye gidana da nan ne zanni na ni jaye mata na nan ne zanni na ni kadai ya ruri marece yayi sun cika kwana 4 marece sun ka dawo za sun dawo da kuto ni ci uban ran nan da sahi an kayo man sakko da kunkurai ni toye guda saura na ciri ni kashe rabi wata ran mangare ba ta ƙara yi sun ka bidan sun ka kwanta ma ƴan uwana sun kawo man dauki sun ka kwanta ma ƴan uwana sun ka anshe musu babura da mangare ba ta yi ni kyale su ne da sun ka taho ni radadi su ni toye musu motoci daga nan emiya gane harakan nan sun ka haɗu da na Nijar sun ka taho ni kone musu kunkurin wanda suka ji shi ni toye ko ba ai haka ba har gobe yana nan ba zai dauka in ni za a yi wallahi sai dai in ni nace musu su zo su dauka wallahi ba zai dauka an kai hankuri da wannan da na ya kira ne ce mu gyara mun ka gyara dan ran nan bai kara jin naci mai koyi ba ran ne ce a an ka shiga zurmi an ka kwaso mai yarorin ina gida kwanci na ɗan yara ma ne ɗan kanana ina gida kwanci na sun ka ce man ga mutum 30 ne sun 40 nan sun kama da an ka ce a zanna lahiya uwayenmu na roƙe mu arziki ko naira mun ce a bamu yabbe an bamu mun ka ɗauki mutanen nan mun ka bada to don haka ni in na faɗa ma mutum magana guda ita ce in ya cuci kai ne don kai ne in ma yadda da ita ni wallahi ba ruwana amma magana guda zan faɗa ma mutanen can na ƙetaren titi bakin titi abin da ya arewa ba abin da ya dama ba abin da ya rufa ba ruwa na da shi kowa ya sani ban da shaka da su ba ruwa ba su suna ban so haka dai muke ya ka he da waya to ba kin jaja abin da ya haka abin da kun ga ya ku ne ka gani daga jaja gabancin jaja ana halbe mutane yaro na mai taɓa zuwa waɗannan dai ɗan uwa an suna raga maku su rike su arziki su raga maku rike su amma muna
So for those who don't understand what he was saying, I'll tell you. That guy is also one of the terrorists up north. Okay? I don't know his name, or I don't remember his name. It doesn't really matter. But what happened is that he was talking to the government agents, like the one from the government of Katsina State, Bokwari State, who met with him to trying to make peace. And he was saying that there is no soldier, Nigerian soldiers, that can touch him and his group. He said he doesn't kill children or anything. And he doesn't really go out for kidnapping. But when they say soldiers are coming or anything, that he kills soldiers, like, just kill them, like, you know, all these Nigerian soldiers. We see that we kill them like chicken. If I see any soldier anytime, I shoot, I kill them. I don't want to see them. Then he started lamenting about them being abandoned. The Fulani herdsmen, they are abandoned. They don't care for them. There's no education for their children. There's no medical care for them. They don't have land to, you know what I mean? Everybody is trying to be hostile to them and they need to survive. So that's why they pick up guns. So, in his own words, though, listen to this. Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, the media spokesperson for these terrorists, same 2021, doing the job.
Yes, what I found out is a small case of criminality which turned into insurgency. Just like the Boko Haram started. You know, it started small, then it turned into an insurgency. This is what I found this case is. It's just more than criminals. It's more than that. It has turned into an insurgency. This is what I came to finally understand. You know, it started with criminality in the bush. It started with cattle rustling, then armed robbery on the streets without kidnapping. This is how it started. Every conscious adult in the north is very conscious of this, that there are times, yes, they come from bush and attack a motor, not to attack it, they stop a car, tell them to lie down, and take bribe and rob people and let them go. And then it slowly developed into kidnappings and what we have. What happened is, you see, when there was cattle rustling, it's the criminals among the nomadics that were rustling cattle, and the first victims are those nomadics. They are the first victim. Their cattle was rustled, taken to abattoirs, sold, and they could not get any authority to protect them first. And then when the cattle rustling became a lucrative business, the government of various governments, not even this government, quite before this government, started taking military action against the nomadics in their abode, which led to a lot of them losing their own relatives. Some will tell you, I lost my father. Some will say my mother. Some will say my brother. We are like, unfortunately, the period then was like killing a fly with hammer. So that led many of them, because they were killed, but the military cannot, that time they could not filter the criminals from the non-criminals. So that led the whole Fulani feel that they are the target of attack. And that's why their youth all come together. You can see in the bush they are unanimous. Even though they are small groups, and these same groups are wearing, they don't see each other, some of them. So it turned into crime blended with banditry. Now it turned into a full insurgency, because they say we cannot go into towns. People in the town will be lynching us. And everywhere people are saying herdsmen. They don't have any contact with the outside world. So they became enclosed in their own cocoon. And the only way they survive now is by kidnapping people and extorting people. One, to get more weapons. Second, to maintain themselves, because whatever they buy double. If they want a bag of rice, they pay double, because it's sneaked, smuggled from the towns to them. So I think the headline, measures taken by the society and by the security did not give good results, because these people actually, they are peasants, very poor, uneducated, cattle rearers. They can't hold us hostage. We should psychologically use a warfare to lure them back into.
They play, oh, just they play. Now, did you see did you see what I've told you? When I said is their spokesperson, their historian, their defender, and the one that I want you to see when you see the images of your loved ones butchered, children slaughtered, homes, residents like a bond down by these terrorists, you can now just call them insurgents. This is how they plant all those things in your brain, and you begin to repeat them and say, oh, I mean, I understand what you are trying to say, but when you call them terrorists like that, that is too much. I mean, they are just insurgents. Are you serious? That's the job they sent Gumi to do. Gumi saw them. He saw the weapons they control. He knows those behind them and those who are using them for political, the political takeover of Nigeria. That is the power grab. And then abandon them. Abi, what is the correlation? Oh, listen, oh. Fulani terrorists said the reasons why they are carrying guns and kidnapping people is because, one, Nigerian army have killed their family members. Two, people have stolen their cows many times and they have to survive. Three, because they are so enclosed, they don't have contact with outside world. So everything they buy is double. So economically, they are so struggling. That is why we all have to endure and live with all of this. But that is on one side. On the other side, the government of the APC, Egbekegbe, bamboozle us. Yes, they bamboozle us for 7 straight years, telling us that those who are killing us are not Nigerians. Later, they said, okay, they are Nigerians. Or, okay, we need Chad to resettle them. Your land or your life. They were so serious that they were fighting for Fulani terrorists, that they wanted Ruga, Katu Colony. What else? To satisfy the same murderous Fulani terrorists, so that Gumi is trying to defend and explain to all of you why you have to not take it to the extreme. Don't see them as they killed my family, and they killed their own family too. Don't worry. They are just insurgents, small criminal. Let us think about it very well. If you think you are going to go and bring people to come and fight them, now wahala. And he knows the people he is actually speaking to directly when he said this. For those of you who have heard it too, yeah? So at a point, people said they must invite him. You must invite this Gumi no more. You must, that stuff. Okay. Nobody's going to touch him. And he's very sure of that. In one of those interviews, dropped by, he did say, listen to this.
What did I find from the police? It's already in Abuja.
Nobody invited me for questioning or any arrest. I can categorically say that. But since when I venture into the forest, I go there with full security, with the police, with the knowledge of the SS, with the government officials, with the traditional rulers, and with the Fulani leaders. I never went alone. So all along, I've been doing it with the government, and there is no any difference between us and the authority. So people should have their peace.
Let's cover the car. Yes.
From the horse's mouth. Nobody is going to invite me because I have not been going to visit them. I have not been visiting those forests alone. So don't believe anything that the media or anybody, our enemies, whatever they are telling you. I have never visited these people alone. I said that before, didn't I? Because he said it. And I remember he said it. He said every trip he had the government officials, royal fathers, security agents, including DSS, who are just there to provide security and everything for him and his entourage. There is no attempt to stop the terrorism. But the problem they have is that Bokwari is demented. Bokwari get dementia. So he can't really have a proper conversation to approve whatever they are pushing him to, or probably realize that he couldn't push it anymore without triggering the PTSD of the rest of us, which they have triggered for years now. Some said that you are just overreacting. This whole thing, you are just overweighting. It has created a lot of confusion whereby whatever they planned to do. Okay, let me ask you this question, right? If this whole thing is about resettling hungry Fulani terrorists, Bokwari's government, has shown without any apology that his government of today and since he came on is all about northern Nigeria and the people from there. But what he didn't tell the people from northern Nigerians is that the real owners of Nigeria from the north were the people he meant, not you, the ordinary people. Now, if people are being kidnapped because Fulanis are angry, the president is a Fulani. The people handling the controlling your central bank, they are Fulanis. Those in charge of the majority, what Nigeria is all up, they are Fulanis when it comes to that. So if they wanted peace, if this whole thing is about bringing peace and giving Fulanis what they want, as they have been saying that it's a Fulani government of Nigeria, the FG of Nigeria, FGN. How much do you think they will need to codedly use even any different names to begin to acquire lands, in the name of companies, opening ranches, even up north, showing what they wanted the world to know about their developmental plan, why they want you to give your land. They say, come and see the new city built, new Ruga city built for these Fulanis. It's not all about them. You see these ones with guns and all of that, they have realized that they are only useful to these criminals when they need to maintain the state capture, the power capture. So once they are done, like other Nigerians, you are on your own. Now, for some reason, Gumi believed that the reason why they continue to kill us, kidnap us, is because Bokwari's government is not giving them what they wanted. Bokwari's government is blaming you for the no peace because you have all been against giving them your lands. So which means everybody is on your own, like this guy said. Igboro ti propoye, everything ti propoye. Yes. And that is why Osama bin Gumi has issued a new warning. Whatever you are thinking, he met with it's like he met with Atifku. He's Atifku's man, by the way. So an Atifku also have a very soft spot. Possibly he will be able to give the Fulani terrorists what Bokwari couldn't give them. That is something on the side. And that is why he met with Obi. And that one, I think that one was talking about consumption to production. And to be able to do consumption to production, you have to stop terrorism. Number one thing, you can never have any progress, development of any kind in a state of anarchy. Don't let anybody lie to you. Okay? Because but they are building rail, they are building train, they are doing this or that. You know what people are doing now? They are putting the cost of the value of what they are building beside the loan they took for them. And if you pay attention very well, with the generations that are going to have to pay back or live in poverty to pay back those loans, and you'll be like, you will cry, you will be crying. But again, preference. Call it preference. Osama bin Gumi has issued a new warning. In Hausa bin Afufude.
To cikin 'yan takarar nan ina bin lafazin su na ga lafazin wa'yansu suna jiran wai kawai a ba su mulki ne su ƙara makamai da za a mulkushe mayakanmu a cikin daji, mutanenmu a cikin daji. Shi ne kawai. Alhali muna so a sawo shugaban da zai zo a zauna da shi a fahimtar da shi a kira mutanen na a yi musu abin da ya kamata a yi musu don mu samu mai zaman lafiya.
In a nutshell, he said, do not vote for people or anyone. No, hang on. He said, do not vote for leaders that are planning to buy more weapons to fight bandits. Do not make a mistake. He also said, in continuation, he said, make sure you vote and elect leaders who are ready to negotiate with our brothers because they are fighting for us in the bush. Don't vote for the leaders who are going to buy weapons to kill our own people, who are our patriots. He called them our patriots, who are fighting for us in the bush. An indictment that ordinarily should call for an invite and questioning. But again, you will be deceiving yourself, hoping or looking forward to that. I just pray to God small.
Carry me, they go, my husband. Carry you, they go. Jehovah, carry you, they go, your husband. Carry me, they go. Carry me, they go, my husband. Carry me, they go. Jehovah, carry me, they go, my husband. Carry me, they go. Jehovah, carry me, they go, my husband. Carry you, they go. Now they carry you, they go, your husband. Carry me, they go. Carry me, they go.
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
It is actually not a laughing matter, but I just thought I should just calm you down because what I'm about to share with you is more than heartbreaking, sad, and a huge tragedy. You can call it a Black Christmas. Look at this lady. Bolanle. Take a look. One moment. Yeah, take a look at this beautiful lady, Bolanle Raheem. She was a lawyer. Yesterday, somewhere around Ajah, she was in a car with her husband where they dashed out for a brief groceries. Things that you probably need on Christmas Day and you probably just have to go everywhere and see where it's opened, that you could pick them up. But at a junction in that same Ajah, the Nigerian policemen, they were walking. They mounted a roadblock. And that roadblock, cars, mostly private cars, were being stopped, extorted, and what you can call a bribe being taken from the drivers. Now, since everyone is slowed down, that brought on a queue, a long one from the report we heard. Bolanle and her husband, they were in that queue. Now, before it got to their turn of getting to the policemen, one of them, ASP, what did they call her? ASP Ayuba, this police officer. When they got to his side, he ordered the driver, the husband, to leave the queue and park. something that you can say maybe for routine check, yeah? Omo Bolanle, in front of the car, was pregnant. So while they are trying to navigate their way out of the queue, waiting for the car in front of them to leave, so that they could take a right turn and then probably park and allow the officers to speak to them from nowhere. Pa! That was a gunshot. What in hell happened? Who shot? Who shoot? By the time Omo Bolanle's husband will look to his own side, his wife has been shot straight in her chest. She was dead or dying on the passenger seat. For some reason, the pandemonium, the chaos and everything, this police officer, which Nigerian police are currently hiding his full names, and at the same time, they are now keeping him in a safe place so that, as usual, until this whole thing will die down. They left him there at the spot and they ran away, which ordinarily would mean they were possibly doing an illegal checkpoint. Within minutes, this beautiful, promising, and expecting mother, promising lawyer, expecting mother, and someone's daughter was dead. What happened? What's going on? Why are you so trigger happy? What that? Then people started telling us that this whole thing is never going to go away. When we say Nigeria, may Nigeria not happen to you, mostly it's not because you are poor. Listen, with what Nigeria has become, no matter how many faith you think you have, I don't wish you evil and I don't pray that happen to you, to anyone. You can never wish that on anybody. On a Christmas day, where for all reasons, people will be like, why didn't they forget about going out? Why didn't they just stay inside? So Bolanle wasn't the only person that the Nigerian police killed. They killed a baby too. So they killed 2 people for no reason. So people started saying like, that is how it's going to be from yesterday to today and forevermore. You just don't know when it's going to be your turn. I'm a rich person. I mean, like, you are not smart. You have no idea the danger that these criminals have actually created. Nobody is safe. So they said, do you know the recruitment process of Nigerian police at all? You, as corrupt, as cheap as Nigerian police or policemen look out there, to become a member of that force, they have 3 phases, 3 steps of selection. I will share them with you tonight. And then you will understand that when you see men in black, and they walk past you peacefully, and you walk past them, you may never understand what, as they will say, waiting God do for you. You are walking every day in the path of the shadow of death. They are, I don't go biblically. It's not funny. The recruitment process into becoming either a military soldier or becoming a policeman in Nigeria, the process is so crooked that you can now, watching me now right now, know that you have no police force in Nigeria. You have the basket case of criminals basket case of criminals pretending to be fighting crimes. And I'll tell you the process of their recruitment. You can never join any Nigerian police force and say, oh, I actually want to join police force. Let me go and pick form. Or you go and pick police form. Or you fill it up. Or you submit it. You will never be a policeman in Nigeria. You see, every policeman you are seeing, there are 3 phases of recruitment. And every phase of recruitment which happen just once in a year, no matter how many policemen die in a year, their recruitment is once in a year, mostly secret, because it's mostly reserved for different criminals holding different positions in Nigeria. This is how they do them. Those ones who are a little bit educated, for example, if you have a degree and you want to join police force in Nigeria, you need to go and look for one KBAC or one politician or one pastor we get big name, somebody that shall have connection with the police and their recruitment to what? To certify you that they know you. Before that, your form we even scale the first screening before they now put you through the most inhumane treatment of ever. If you scale that, then you are ready to become the demon they want. Now, what you will do is that because you have degree, you get through you get the same treatment too. So you are likely going to be ASP, ASP, assistant superintendent, ASP, something that makes them look like they have title. But you see those ones that are recruit this, those ones that are mostly in SARS, anti-this, anti-that. Majority of them are recruited from repentant terrorists, ex-convicts from prisons. Some of them are recruited from being cultists, deadly, murderous cultists. And there is a reason why they are recruiting them. They don't want them to be policemen. Okay? They want them to be a mini terrorist group that are capable of just doing anything once they remember the process of their recruitment. So when you see most of them and the way they behave and the way they react, and you see them in public, using drugs, getting drunk, even with guns and the rest of that, it's not because police didn't know that they were there. They were recruited. And their purpose is to foment trouble, terror, terrorize you, to begin to say, end police brutality, end this or that. So the second scale of those ones that pretend to be educated, their job is to bury any such resistance from you. I'm going to report you to the commissioner. The commissioner was once a thought too. He is a commissioner because somebody somewhere agreed that they should make him a commissioner. You should always know that. And none of them is in any way your friend, Nigerian police. So the lawyers, Nigerian lawyers, are now demanding for justice for this slain legal practitioner, Bolanle, that they killed. And I say this all the time, that if you pay attention very well to what Nigeria has become, and you want to be honest and sincere to yourself or with yourselves, you will realize that whether you turn left or right, trying to escape from what they have created, and at the same time, thinking you can beat them in the game of elections to get all this over, you have no idea. The entire system needs to collapse. It needs to break completely. Until that happens, it is called Catch-22. Our condolences to the families of, should I say barrister Bolanle Raheem, who is the latest victim. She is not a Yahoo girl. She is not in any place doing anything wrong. They were in their car, driving home or driving to the shop to get groceries on what was supposed to be a public holiday. The birth of Jesus Christ, a Christmas day. And they are keeping the guy away. They are doing all they can to make sure that they bury the case. So, if you are not a victim yet, I pray you never become one. But I just hope you understand the danger you are in. And when the likes of Gumi speak, there's so much at stake. As long as it is Nigeria, they are recruiting repentant terrorists. They are recruiting prisoners, hardened criminals from prisons. They are recruiting deadly the deadly cultists, people who have committed murder. They are recruiting them into different forces in Nigeria just to do one single job, to ensure that the systemic, established, terror, state-sponsored terror, to keep you in perpetual fear, continue. It's called the chain of terror. And when the likes of Gumi says, don't go and bring somebody that is going to come and start fighting that terror, no one can fight that terror as long as Nigeria exists. Let me say that again. Nobody can fight any terror in Nigeria as long as Nigeria exists. Because the day you decide to fight that terror is the day Nigeria will cease to be Nigeria. You will begin to take some certain people who have so much invested in the bloodshed, bloodbath, poverty, and everything that has held Nigeria down to today. Things that are killing Nigerians all over the place. When you begin to actually be honest with yourselves, a lot of them would have to be picked up. When you begin to pick them up with what Nigeria is made up of, is enough to trigger what will actually, eventually break up Nigeria. Do you understand that? It's going to happen, no? Sure you get. But it's never going to happen according to the word book of the same rogues who brought us to this level. You would have to have this, and I think that's one of the reasons why the likes of a Sheikh bin Gumi has done so well to ensure that the self-determination advocacy in southern Nigeria, is completely crushed. And he will be so happy to have them crushed, because the day everyone part ways, maybe Gumi will have to turn to become the leaders of the terrorists. Is currently not, bold enough to say I'm leading. It would have to defend. Would have to probably come out boldly and become their own Bin Laden. I'm just saying, because this is the problem, right? One thing that has been bringing all this madness in the first place is that there are those who have this mentality, this entitlement. Start with, there are those from northern Nigeria who have been fed with these endless lies. I'm talking about unrealistic lies that they own Nigeria. You own where your papa, your grandfather, your forefathers says they own and bequeath to you. Nigeria is not one country. Nigeria is conglomeration of many countries. So you, who is about 3% of the general population of Nigeria, you can never turn around and say you own Nigeria. So that's some like generational lies that has brought in so much, and events over the years have sort of made them feel like indeed they own Nigeria. So when people have that kind of mentality, that means they could take anything wherever they want. You can't, I can't. But there are those who believe that they should be able to take whatever they want, anywhere, anytime. And if you resist them, they don't have to have a conversation with you. They could kill you. Let's kill him. What's going to happen? Let's kill the whole village. Now, people with that mentality and that religious indoctrination, and those who have no such mentality, you can never turn around and say, for peace to reign, they have to coexist. It's just a matter of time. It's not going to last. Here you go. In fact, don't do anything to bring anybody that's going to fight a terrorist, because there's no one that's going to fight any terrorist in Nigeria. You know what they have done? Initially, they have been saying Boko Haram should get amnesty. Guess those who have been pushing that for years, the likes of Gumi. If the Niger Delta terrorists, militants, I know some of you be like, my goodness, don't say that. It's our resources, it's our oil. How could you call us terrorists for doing? You are environmental economic terrorist. People who say they are fighting for Niger Delta, we are fighting for our rights. All of them, not even like some of them, all of them in this era, just like the rest of Nigeria when they are using your problems. All of them are multi-billionaire. The people they say they are fighting for, the situation has gone from bad to worse. But guess what? The ragtag terrorists, local terrorists in Niger Delta, Tompolo, Boy Love this, all those criminals. They said they were fighting for the human rights, environmental degradation, blah, 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 blah. And then they got the attention of the Central Post of Nigeria because they were kidnapping people too for money. But they were, mind you, they were fighting for the environment. The Niger Delta must be developed. The people of Niger Delta have suffered so much, blah, 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 blah. But when you see Tompolo, he's a billionaire terrorist. When you see Asari Dokubo, he's a billionaire terrorist too. When you see the rest of all these guys, they are billionaire terrorists. But look around them. Look at the people they are fighting for the past 23 years that I've been hearing about them. They are worse off today. You know that. Trillions of naira and all of that gone. So the likes of Gumi and Co. They want Nigeria to pay ransom. To pay compensation to the Boko Haram. Sure you get. Despite all the killing, you need to pay them like you are paying the terrorists of Niger Delta. Now so people from these two different parts, now so they started to argue. What do you mean? The Niger Delta militant is their natural resources, is their birthright, and Nigeria is the one taking things from them. It's Nigeria that pushed them to it. That's why they are fighting. How can you compare them with Boko Haram? Which was like a kind of clearer argument. It's straightforward. They were pushed to, marginalization pushed them to fight for their own share of the oil money. But they used the people. We are fighting for our people. Go to Niger Delta now. Here you get, they even got a president in the whole struggle. They got 13% derivation. And then the terrorists themselves, they are signing cool deal. The environment can continue to be destroyed. The people can continue to live in squalor. But the terrorists are actually living large. That is the dream of the northern terrorists. They are sponsor for the Boko Haram, for the Fulani terrorists, for all of these people. You can say whatever you like. If they could give all these guys billions and they are giving them contracts to be guiding pipelines, while their graduates, educated Niger Deltans, are finding their way out of Niger Delta to go and look for survivor because there is nothing there to survive on, because those criminals saying they are fighting for them, they are rather so comfortable protecting pipeline, getting paid, living large. And that's it. So why can't they do that for Boko Haram too? Or Fulani terrorists too? Now Nigeria, where they won't be that. But you know something? They are the people who could make that happen for themselves. Why the people who actually want the good, the best, and the work, whatever to work, you probably don't have that influence. And here we are, where we found ourselves. Nigeria of, if we tell you this, do. You don't think, say, go bring peace, so. And a two-way, let me tell you this. Somebody told me, he said, once Peter Obi become president like this, could just face everything like, everything, all of these things, we just say, hey, I understand you. I mean, with the shege that Nigeria have actually shown many of you in your lifetime, at this point, if they give you biro or if they give you pen and paper, and so begin to draw what you think, begin to draw what you want, and it will come to pass. Some of you will begin to draw a Peter Obi that will be like a touch and go Obi, that will once you become president, it will just bring a new set of army and bring them into Nigerian army, patriotic ones, who are no longer going to be religious this or that, tribal this or that, or terrorist sympathizers. That's the Obi. That's what Obi will do. Maybe not like that, but policy, body line. Shama Tonrai. Shogbo, they deceive yourself. Now, when you enter, you go remember replay. Good luck, Egbere, Jolantan. They say, Obi is not Iwoma Tonrai. Here is the problem. Here is the point. when they say they will make a country ungovernable, and they will stand by it, and they will kill. No, these are the guys who are like they don't care how many people they can kill or whatever they have to prove they are whatever. Yeah. Now that your Obi, we go buy weapon, we succeed one buy weapon, go begin to converse with them like Jonathan, how to do when he started building them schools, giving them these leverages here and there, while he was hunting those who are real terrorists among them. They were doing the job then, no, but they were doing them as many people were hating them. Today, have you not been asking yourselves, how come the northern Nigeria are not, maybe on social media or elsewhere, they are not so kind of angry when news of these attacks happens? They are not really that angry. But when Goodluck Egbere Jonathan was there, a Southerner, it got to a point they said attack on Boko Haram is attack on the north. You forgot? Sitting president in Nigeria was stoned in his convoy. They stoned him in Bauchi, where he went to see an emir. Never happened before, never happened again. Now then you go realize, say this jihadi, is actually not just those who are carrying the guns, but those who are also holding Twitter, holding Facebook, and the rest of those places, jihadists. And whoever is in charge of Nigeria is what will determine how much you understand what the jihadist stake are in Nigeria. Now, I'm not trying to bust your bubble, because it's all of them are just like the ingredient to what you are going to learn later. It's going to be. So the likes of Gumi and co, if you ask me, what does it mean by they shouldn't vote for people who are going to come and crush bandits and crush terrorism? It's because they believe that Atifku in northern Nigeria right now, from the report we have been hearing, and I cannot say it's completely false. So, because if there, from every rumor, Baba, there is a possibility of a tendency of truth, iota here and there. There are possibilities. If you go to the palace of the emir of Daura right now, emir in Daura, now Atifku photo, then put in front of the banner, then put in front of the emir palace. So a majority of them are saying that somebody will, that's why Atifku will never really condemn them the way, condemn these atrocities in strong languages or strong terms. Even Obi himself, maybe he's now learning the rope properly now, that Nigeria politics is not Anambra politics. Maybe he's learning the rope now. Listen to him. Ask him questions around the terrorism and the rest of them. He is very, very careful with his choice of words. Atifku couldn't hide his own. And that is why Atifku will be like some incidences. They kill 40 people. You said it's some incident. That's a genocide. So they are now mostly in northern Nigeria. They are now believing that Atifku may likely give them waiting Bukwari couldn't give them. All in all, Iwama Dirao. Madirao, Ikupa.
Pastor, Oko Onsho pastor, our mojo sticker ló show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Iwama Dirao, Ipa rin. Je kan wa Bible ton je. Ó jẹ́ pé sa pé tàbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ra. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòrí àárín. Ó mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Iwama Dirao, ayé bàjẹ́.
Iku pa ẹnìyẹn. Anyway, once again to the family of late Mrs. Because it could be any one of us. And every day I just sort of thank God that I didn't get any news that is really, really going to break my heart from Nigeria. That's the only place I actually worry about, where I have my own family. I have brothers, I have sisters, I have, I've got family there, people that are so dear to my heart as well. I wish them all the best all the time. But, there's nothing you can do other than just to hope that nothing happened to them that will make you, it's going to be beyond what you can actually like control. Sure, you get. So we wish this family, all the best. I don't know if that's the right thing to use. And I continue to ask you that if you love Nigeria, look at me very well. It is too straightforward. It is too blunt. I know. But listen, it has to be said. If you love Nigeria, even you one Nigerianist, see, I'm not talking to you, you nationalists and you Biafrans. We know you don't have anything, you don't want to have. If you have a chance right now, you will press yes to exit Nigeria. I know. I'm talking about one Nigerianist. Look around you. Look at all of this. Apart from the hope that you've managed to build up, most of them, if they begin to process all your hope for 2023, majority of them have nothing to do with Nigeria in real sense. And those who have tried to build other hope, they have not been able to build any other than to say, Halabamsa, Halabamsa. Sure you get. It go be, whatever go be, kui zera zera. They are not the same thing, no. So Halabamsa and kui zera zera not be the same thing, no. But you shall get what I'm trying to say here. Apart from what you are building up in your head, look around you. This is the reality. This is what you have. Put 1 and 2 together and tell me that the Nigeria you love, now this one so I'm saying it to you now. If you love Nigeria so much, see, and it down there. Please break it up. Join those who are advocating for the peaceful, divorce that will give clearer identity to the nationalities that are forced together, never involved in conversation on if they wanted to be together. No conversation around that. So if you love Nigeria, please break it up to save lives. It may be your life. It may be my life. But if we do nothing, we are not just so sure who is going to be next. And gone are the days that they will say that once you have money, wala yaso, wala yakari. No, yaso is come. Yakari. Ahmed, I'm going to need you tonight. Hopefully you're going to join us tonight as well. It is no longer the same in Nigeria. You can have all the money and you can die like a chicken or a criminal by the roadside in the hand of those who are supposed to keep you safe. That's how bad and how terrible it has become. So look at me very well. When we say break it up to save lives, we are talking about our lives. Today is almost gone. Tomorrow is another day. Another day. You that is going to do, you that survived today, you are just a victim in the waiting. Me that I'm talking to you right now, as long as Nigeria exists, it could be my turn tomorrow. It could be your turn tomorrow. It could be your turn in a year time. It could be your turn in another 2 years. You see, we are all going to die. But understanding that how you die, in fact, trying to normalize the violence way of dying, simply because it hasn't happened to you yet until that D-Day, that deal moment, that you understand what violent death means. And that's what we are saying. Before you become that victim, before somebody closer to you become that victim, sometimes we might just have to be honest with ourselves. And the earlier we do this, the better. Thank you very much, E82, for your super chat as well. Okay, thank you. So it's all up to us. There are those who know better, who are psychologically detached from Nigeria. Of course, there are those who are unsure. And when all the distractions that we are witnessing today, the charade, the election, this or that, and every other thing we are seeing now, that I believe that are just temporary. In 2 months' time, the real thing will begin. Do you understand that now? After this whole charade, then the whole thing will begin. There are many others who have already mentally detached. There are those who are confused that if they no longer want Nigeria, or maybe they want to give it one chance, just one more chance, just one more. Do you understand? And the choices before them are making some of them feel like they could give it a last shot. Now, from being decisive, they are now like this and like this. All of that are temporary. Nigeria will do what Nigeria does better. Remind you that Nigeria is not for you. And the moment you get to that reality, since you were there before psychologically, before you fell back into believing that you could join them and become something and change something, maybe that's the last experience you need as well, to solidify your belief that Nigeria cannot be helped. Now, once you go back under your feet in 2 months' time, you probably will be a better person. And everything you knew that you are currently putting behind you, trying to live in the present moment, joining the mob and joining everyone to say, oh yeah, we could do this, we could do that. Well, I wish you well, by the way. But with what we know about Nigeria and the criminals whose workbook you are following, everything you are doing right now is according to what they wrote down, according to rules and how you are going to do it. When are you going to start registering to vote? When are you going to go and collect your voter's card? When are you going to begin to see your this? When are you going to begin to campaign? When are they going to begin to, that stuff? You are working, you are doing everything according to their workbook, not yours. I wish you all the best. And I hope all our brothers and sisters who fell along the way, who believe that they could join them to save Nigeria, I hope that when the castle finally bursts and you are back to us, you're going to be stronger and better than how you left, or else.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
So there's always a way where Nigeria will let you know that how many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? Where's that? Where's this guy? Asari. I've removed Asari. Sorry. Anyway, tell me.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo. Not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. I am mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise. Tear gas, huh? They tear gas, eh? He fell. He fainted. He passed out. He passed out. 70 years old man.
I'll be here when you are done with your experiments and you have gained this brutal experience. If not, now all of us stay here. They wait for our turn. Some of us will not stay and wait like the sheep waiting to be led there to the slaughter house. Anyway, thank you very much for your time this evening. I have an update, a quick one, and then I'm going to call it a night. Okay. So, we are going to start this, our end of the year family support program from tomorrow. Okay. E82, thank you. And today's what's this? Pinus. I don't know. Thank you very much, today's. Thank you. So, yeah, we are starting this, Yoruba Union family end of the year family support program. We are starting them tomorrow from Ijebu. We are starting in Ijebu, and the organizers have said that they are starting from Odogbolu. That's my hometown, by the way. They told me that this afternoon because they were reaching out to people who could actually partner with them in organizing people. And somehow they found people in Ijebu who are willing and ready to put together, get the people together, the elderly, as well as, get them all to the venue, their names, their contacts, start a relationship with them. From there, they're going to move on to, to Ibadan. And I have been told, except something changes, they're going to move to Ojaoba in Ibadan. And after that, we are going to move to Ile-Ife in Osun State. So at Ile-Ife, and every place we visit, we are intending to meet at least minimum of 80 people, which means 80 families. So wish us well, and then let us wish them well as well. Okay. So from Ile-Ife, we are going to move on to what do you call it? Ekiti, Ondo, Kwara, Kogi, and I think they will also do one in Lagos tomorrow. They will start in Lagos, and that of Lagos is Ikorodu. So all of these, and they have done so well. I have to say thank you, by the way, because they have actually done so well by trying to bring on people who are followers of this, our program, okay? So they have contacted some of them who have now took it, they've taken it upon themselves to go and mobilize people they know, elderly people who could use this little help, this small help. You get what I mean now? So, and from there, we intend that, when we continue afterward, this is going to be, it's not going to be a one-off. Yomi Totu is going to be one of our, I hope Yomi Totu will take up one of the roles. We have about 30 roles on the Yoruba Union, right? That we are trying to put together now. So Yomi Totu, I hope you'll be able to pick. You have been very prominent in that conversation, by the way. So it is called Yoruba Union End of the Year Support, Family Support Program. Okay, so you might see this banner whenever you see them in your area. Show them love, show them support. They are speaking or representing us. Okay, yes, and sorry, let me read this. I don't care about. Okay, yeah. It's just only about elections. Yeah, they never discuss even killings from Fulani terrorists. They make it look as they don't even exist. Deliberate, we call it deliberate. Share you are with me. So, which is brilliant. I am also announcing, by the way, that you are very much welcome. If you are a good analyst, a good good writer, and all that, to join us and pick up all the great ideas that we are putting together in order to reach out to our people back in Yoruba land, connect with them. You know what I mean? Make them part of this, make them the allies, and let's build relationship in a way that we would have to be consistent. A lot of people are now like, man, why didn't I know about this? How come I didn't know about it? Don't worry. We have been able to raise over 3 million naira, okay? And this seems to it's going to be so adequate to provide for our logistics and what we are sharing. Next time, we'll do more. We'll do, and we'll tell you beforehand. In fact, by the time the Yoruba Union are different groups, by the time they put together all of their policies and how they're going to carry out their programs and the programs they're actually going to do with people takes all their different positions and all that. We intend it's not going to be food, okay? There are going to be other things. Education scholarship for children, health sponsorship, healthcare sponsorship, other things that we can actually venture into. But they will be like done by a union of Yoruba, by the union of Yorubas who have come together, build a workable template, as in a sort of a timetable, something that everyone can relate with, associate with, and we can then build that grassroots bond. That is going to be our force. We need to. Okay? If we don't, it's just going to make it more difficult for us to sort of ruminate through this shark-invested Nigeria political water. Our people, they've weaponized almost everything. Fake news, fraud, misleading information, misinformation, lies, threats, manipulation, even death. Then poverty. All of these are the things that we have to so get involved, take charge of some of these, win the trust of the people and tell them that this whole thing will always be there if you continue to live in that fear. Or if you are bold enough to take us out of this. All these things they are they have been dealing you, all this terrible existence that you are experiencing, you can put a stop to them. You can end them completely the day you choose to stop them. Now, we can be part of that. That's the journey. That's the walk. Some said it's slow. I like it when it is slow and steady, trackable, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, build alliances, build relationship, build trust. You have no idea how valuable all those things are when they become matured. As they say, the whole thing has matured. When it becomes matured, they are more valuable than anybody coming to say, I will give you 10 billion naira for this struggle and the rest. Money can't buy them. So let's build one. And I'm happy with those who are actually like doing this for us. Thank you. Without you, like I said, there could be money, or if you don't have people, there could be people. If they are not committed, we wish you all the best. And we hope that if you need any kind of help, we will be glad and happy to do something. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to open the line, go make myself another cup of tea. When I get back, I'll open the line, take questions, take calls, answer questions, or even suggestions. Okay, as we do all the time. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. Baba, you there?
Yes.
Thank you very much for your patience, right? This is me back now. And sorry, who am I speaking to?
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. My brother, how are you?
Kedu. Adema. Yeah, my
Baba.
Yes. Oh man, your show yesterday was fantastic. I tried calling in, but couldn't get through.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been a while. Really appreciate your hard work.
Thanks, man.
And please never stop.
No.
We need you. We need you. We need you.
Thank you.
Because you don't know the amount of pressure that you're putting on these people. These people are scared. They're shaking. They are shaking. And if they have the opportunity to give you like a large lump of money for you to keep quiet, they'll do it. But they know that you're true.
I actually hope they give me the money so that I can become this sudden Elon Musk. I mean, I'll be better than Elon Musk on social media because I'll be so lovely being a Father Christmas. Imagine this, right? Let's say I just came here and I say, breaking news. I just received the sum of 80 million naira from somebody in Nigeria who said they would just want me to keep quiet. Do you know how I mean, the kind of celebrity I'm going to become? Because I'll just be doing this daily giveaway until people will be like, hey, Mayegun, you have now shared about 30 million. Some people will begin to become my advisors. Mayegun, don't spend all the money on people. Do something for yourself. Mayegun, why don't you just buy something for yourself? Because I will use it on them. And I don't think I'm actually that valuable in a way to be offered money. I keep saying that. And some people feel like,
no, you are.
Mayegun, you don't know. I say, well, I don't see myself as one.
Mayegun, you are one. I'm telling you, you are one. And we appreciate what you're doing because you're doing it out of your kindness of your heart. You know? And this is what we need. And people that are watching you, I hope you see what this man is doing. Hit the like button, share the video, you know, super chat, give something so the man can get some tea, coffee. He's going to make some coffee right now. This man, please.
Well, people have been generous in that aspect, and I have been so grateful. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know how it is for people to get so sort of connected to somebody, right? That they have to like bring out their own bank card, because I know what it takes to do the super chat. I do give them to some of the presenters too. So I appreciate every penny of it and the thought of it alone. And for yourself, to yourself, so thank you.
You're real, you know, and we respect that. Real, recognize real. And the Yoruba Union, you know, I'm for it. Biafra is behind you all the way.
Thank you.
Because this movement that's coming.
I was surprised the other day when we started on the Telegram, right? And the people were like, can we type in Yoruba? And we said, of course, yeah, you can. I mean, if you want to. Then this wonderful guy just showed up and he said, we need you to, we are Mayegun supporters, so, and I'm Igbo, I'm Biafran, and I'm here as observer. So if you are all speaking Yoruba, how could I know? Immediately, other people were like now responding that don't worry, even if you type in Yoruba, some of us will reply in English and you understand the conversation, and the rest of that, like, it's not just about us. I know that. And that's what I built here. That's what we built on this platform. A platform whereby we know we are different. And at the same time, we also know that we have a lot in common. Now, we are now looking into what we have in common that we can tap into, build on, right? A relationship that is healthy enough that even if we are not going to be in the same country at the end of the day, we should never end up as enemies. And I love that. That's what we have done on Mayegun's Diary Political. Christian, Muslim, Igbos, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, wherever you come from. When you listen to the conversation, you only get offended if you feel like your own criminal, respected leader is being mentioned. Anything apart from that, we have so much in common. We are the oppressed. We are the abused. We are the brutalized. We are the threatened.
Yes.
So why should we then not like ourselves or close rank? So that's the that's the same trajectory we are taking on the Yoruba Union. Everybody is our friend. Listen to us, offer us advices, because at the end of the day, if it's going to be to our advantage, we are going to be the main beneficiary. If Yoruba Nation comes tomorrow, Yorubas are going to be the most beneficiaries. If Biafra comes tomorrow, Biafrans are going to be the most beneficiary. So being a Biafran, being a Yoruba, man or woman, ordinarily and naturally, I mean, so naturally or so, or naturalist rather, you should never be averse or against the self-determination advocacy anytime. So, Prof.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
Yes. Thank you, Marigu. Keep up the good work.
I will.
You know, the days of them putting a wool over our head, it's over with. So now people start to see the truth. Many more still under the covers. And however, sooner or later, when Nigeria happens to them, they'll wake up too.
I mean, they will speak out. Once they speak out, they realize that, well, you are not alone. A lot of us has been in that situation for years, and we've been screaming, crying. Welcome to the party. Yes. And that's why I said 2023 is going to be a great experience that will trigger some other things that I don't think a lot of people are prepared for. Listen, I don't.
Yes, they're not. Really, they're really not. They're really not. And this is something that they cannot stop.
Now let's keep the fingers crossed and keep all the energy intact. Do what we have to do and stay safe. Bro, thank you so much.
My good. Consistency. You have never failed. And this thing will pay off. I'm telling you. All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
Take it home. All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. Stay safe and compliment of this season to you, Baba. Thank you very much. Now, that's, okay. Oh, I just missed that too. I have somebody on the line earlier, but okay. I'm going to take this tonight. Again, here we go. Hello there. African Wahala. Hang on, my brother. Hang on there. Sorry, I've muted you, but you can hear me. Okay, hang on. African Wahala. Thank you for yours and compliment of the season to you too. Our digital man. We are expecting you on the Telegram to take it over. I told you, you must be an avid reader. If you are a data analyst, somebody who can put data into infograms and all of that, we are blessed. And that's what we're doing with the Telegram, discovering people who have something to offer. People who are ready to walk the talk, not just talk, but walk the talk. Nothing is going to be taken for granted. Every experience, every expertise, every involvement will mean something. Now, if we can be manager of men, we are likely going to be manager of nation. I want to see that practicability. I want to see that experimentation. And I'm beginning to feel like it is possible too with you guys. So, African Wahala, thank you. Brother, how are you?
Good evening, sir. Mayegun.
Good evening to you. Idris, Abi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, Idris. Just for the sake of our listener, somebody was asking yesterday, where was Idris joining us from all night? And you are one of the early callers too, I've noticed. Where are you always joining us from again?
Ijebu Ishiwo.
Ijebu Ishiwo. Omoyemi. So, now you are live. Everybody can hear you as well. So, go on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Brother.
Happy Boxing Day to the Temple of Truth.
What did you say again?
I said happy Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day.
Oh, happy Boxing Day. Glad. And same to you.
Yes, sir. It's really shocking because I heard that news of the killing of that pregnant lawyer around 1 o'clock. It's very painful. So she's even pregnant.
Yes, she
is. From one blogger, she has been even wanting ratio more for a long time, and she just met her death at just from one happy triggered.
When that prayer is answered, yeah, I think they are. I mean, from what I heard, right? They are the daughter or a child. Don't quote me on it, okay? Just like we have heard a lot. I only had to share what I was sure of earlier. I also heard that they have a daughter, and then they have been expecting, like you said, for a long time, you know? Like they are expecting another child and all that. Finally, she is pregnant, and now she's been killed.
Sir, it's very devastating. Very, very devastating.
On
because
Christmas Day,
now,
Idris, on Christmas Day.
No, she's not a criminal. She is not a criminal. She's a very intellectual person. No, she's okay because She's driving
we all know
with her husband inside the vehicle.
no be cheap person they live for Ajah, even if Ajah is just not
Exactly.
different from any slum, but we all know it's an expensive slum in Lagos. So if people who live there believe that they have influence. Now, if you don't get any influence at Ajiwe or Ajiwe Police Station, where they always come
that Ajiwe Police Station 2 weeks ago, they killed someone. Killed someone. One policeman killed someone there. One Buraimo. A young man was killed.
Yes.
Oh, kilo shele country. I don't understand. I want to only power to protect the citizens, and they're the one even killing us. I was part of this SARS. I was more victim in SARS.
Yeah.
But thank God, I just thank God. I was just privileged. A lot of my friends want to move. They're taking them. They took them to. If they can't say more, and everything will be silent. Look at the likes of Bamishi. Look at now the justice. No justice in this country.
On to the next person. Now, okay, Bamishi, Pelumi. You remember Pelumi? Now there is this. Pelumi. Yeah, you remember Pelumi as well. Now there are others that this young girl that was helping her mother at Ojota that they shot when they are doing when we are having this Yoruba Nation rally.
Yes,
and they were like shooting. Why are you shooting them? So an innocent girl got shot and they killed her. She was just standing next to her mother. She won't run mad. She ran mad, Tieni. Now they are still looking for justice. Now a lawyer has been killed. Until the next one.
This country.
So who is going to be the next person?
I don't know.
Who is next?
We don't know. I don't know if I will be the next.
I may be the next person. It may be you. It may be anybody.
I don't know. This is not a matter of prayer. I don't know if I will be the next victim. Now I can't travel from Lagos to Ibadan because I am fearing more Ayuba meeting. Okay, so before I can travel now, I should have at least separate money.
They have kidnapped
separate money for ransom.
They have kidnapped 4 students of Ondo State Polytechnic for the past 1 week now. I pray they haven't killed them, but so far so good. The ransom they are demanding for is over 100 million naira. Students that are struggling to pay school fees, parents are struggling. They are asking them to go and bring 100 million right now. Yeah. Now, like you said, there's this young man, okay, who traveled from from Ijebu. That same this time around though, it was what's the column? Ogiri. This young man traveled from Ogiri to Ibadan to go and catch some money. He no return. All this happened. All this they happened in the last just 7 days, 1 week in this December. So who is next? And when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be your turn? So if they say break it up,
and the funny part is,
do you actually
funny part is if you go to the police station and report, nothing will be done. Nothing. Police
station.
Nothing.
Police Nigeria.
Nothing will be done.
Which they run for kidnapper. You say police station. Vigilante the rescue. You see, vigilante the rescue police from the hand of kidnappers. Police, they say thank God. Vigilante will rescue and you are talking about reporting to police. Well,
God help us. So, and the second one, please, our people, please let us keep liking and sharing. Please, it's very important. Please let's keep liking and sharing.
Thank you.
Please. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much, sir.
Now let me try and see if I can take one more. Agbeka's not really feeling fine, so I might have to leave early. You get what I mean? So that she could get some rest, early rest. She's been busy all day, making us Boxing Day dinner, family dinner. So I would take this one, but we are likely going to have to cut it short at some point. I hope you understand. Hello there.
Hey, my ego.
Babo.
How are you?
Very well. I mean, save for all this bad stuff we have talked about, but I would say I'm fine. And how are you?
Oh, wow. I'm all right. Merry Christmas. It's been a while, though.
Merry Christmas to you as well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. How is it doing over there in the UK? I hope you guys are safe.
I mean, it's just same old, same old. You know what I mean? We are yet to look like Paris. For those who have been following what's going on in Paris for the past few days, yeah? So we haven't gotten there yet. So, yeah, we are fine. Safe for now.
Well, good to hear that, bro.
Thank you.
It's Nigeria, it's a very interesting place, my brother.
Always been.
The truth of the matter is, like we have advocated, it's only a matter of time. Nigeria will happen to you. My condolences to the family of the lawyer.
Bolanle, the Raheem family.
Yeah, I don't know her and all that. But then, one thing about this thing, like Martin says, they came for the Jews. He felt indifferent. They came for the...
They came for the communists. Because he's not a communist. They came for the socialists.
They came to this and that.
Until the day they came for him. And there was nobody.
Nobody was there. So that is the fundamental problem of this jungle, because it even had metamorphosed from zoo to jungle. Because zoo, there is some level of sanity in zoo.
Yes.
Zoo is an organized environment. Jungle is a place where
anything goes.
Yes. So you see, that is the tragedy of that jungle called Nigeria, British experiment. You see, because when you feel indifferent, you lack compassion.
So you also lack empathy. When you have no self-aware, when you begin to live in a bubble and pretend that these are not happening, you lack empathy, sympathy, and then, like you said, they become evil, I would say.
That is it, because when all these things start, how do you deal with when you talk about, I listen to your program most often, when you talk about unity and all, these things are rubbish. These things are not rocket science, for goodness sake. You cannot have a united country where the foundation of unity is destroyed. What gives back to unity is equity, fairness, and justice.
And justice, yes.
When
you can't be dealing with injustice and begin to... You can't have injustice and unity on the same line. They're no match. Don't lie to yourself. I don't care how you are educated or whatever you want to, how manipulative you are. You cannot put injustice and unity on the same line and say they match. They don't match.
My brother, let me just put it this way. Let us be honest to ourselves. Make we know the lie to ourselves. Because some of us, when we travel abroad like this, everybody they blow this grammar. Everybody will turn his accent to one country where he domicile or that. Let us be real.
Let's be real
for who we are. The truth of the matter is this: when we talk about justice, for example, let's take here in Houston where I domicile. When George Floyd was killed, there was outcry all over the world.
Yes.
As of today we are speaking, justice has been served, even though it cannot bring
and it can
George
be seen
back
to
life.
Have been served.
Even though it cannot bring back that man to life, but at least it will serve as a deterrent to any other person that might want to go that route. Let us be very honest. You see, corruption is a global thing.
It is.
There is nowhere corruption is not. Here I live, there is even a more high level of corruption. But the truth of the matter is this: the system is viable that if you are caught, they don't give a damn who you are. They don't care who you are.
You will go down.
You have to face the wrath of the law. Look at a whole president, Donald Trump, a whole president of the United States. Look at the way they are dragging the man forth and back.
And they are hoping that in any of these days they're going to bring criminal charges against him, that they will see him facing criminal charges as well. That's America, isn't it?
That's what I'm telling you. That is a viable society where there is fairness, equity, and justice. These are the things that brings about unity. I will give you another common example.
Please.
In Canada, where you have this kind of problem, even in America here, there are still some kind of element of dissatisfaction. Some people are somehow silently saying, if you don't do this, we will go our own way. But let's use Canada that is very, very pronounced. In Canada, out of the 10 or 9 provinces they have in Canada, Quebec is the only province that is advocating to go away.
To break away from Canada one day, yes.
And this Quebec is the only province that speaks French. And because of Quebec, Canada made it as a law to adopt bilingual language, English and French, as their official language. You must be speaking one of them. This is the way to go because they want to return Quebec into Canada. There are
and
so
the
many
people who
laws.
living within that place don't want to be sucked in and their identity sucked in by the entire Canada. So they fought for that and they got it. I'm with you. Go on.
As I'm speaking to you now, in Quebec, recently, they did what we call, midterm election in America. They did their parliamentary election in Quebec.
Right.
Do you know, in Quebec that speak French, there is those they call independent. They call them Quebecois. The French, they call French people, those that are advocating for independence of Quebec. You know, there is two members of House of Assembly of Quebec, 2 or 3 of them. Do you know what is their problem?
Tell us.
They said they don't want to swear an oath to King Charles. This your king in UK there. The newly one.
King Charles. I know.
Yes, their problem is, Quebec is an extension of Britain.
I know. The crown is there. The king is the head of state of Canada, just like Australia and Jamaica.
Yes.
Jamaica dropped us from the Commonwealth recently. That, the crown is no longer the head of state in Jamaica. Canada are pushing that to drop it too. Australia are still like, we need to drop it too. How could you be Queen of England or King of England and you're also the ceremonial president of our country? You know what I mean? Well, I get what you mean. Go on.
That's exactly what I'm trying to make a point here. Now, there are these 3 guys. They said they don't want to swear that oath. That they are
because it's an allegiance to the crown in the UK.
Yes. They said they don't want to swear allegiance to the crown. They want to swear allegiance to the people.
To the Quebec law.
They are not trying to, make a law that will make it optional. That if you want to swear allegiance to the crown, you can.
Wow.
And they are discussing it. That is how a nation works.
That's how a nation should work.
A nation works. You cannot tell people, okay, you must be in this country. Okay, make the country to carry everybody along. You say no. And you think you can do it by force. My brother, there is a limit to everything.
They
and
just
Nigeria have gradually exhausted its elasticity. We are now in a breaking point of Nigeria. Coming to Gumi, I'm not really surprised with his comment because Nigeria is like a country that knows its problem and deliberately refuses to solve it. When you hear them talk about banditry, terrorists, it looks like these terrorists are coming from the sky.
Yeah, they are this invincible, unseen spirits. And then,
that's the way they make it look. But these are people living within them. They know all of them.
They do.
If they claim that they don't know them, Gumi is their customer. Gumi is their negotiator. He knows where they are. Gumi is not hiding. Whatever he's saying, he's not saying it in the secret. Since the DSS is good at arresting sponsors of Boko Haram, they said that Mesile was one. They are after him. This one
how would they do that to Sita when they are the ones who lead the security convoy to the terrorist den? So who is deceiving?
God bless you. So my brother, let us. I really empathize with the last caller, my brother that was from Ajiwe or somewhere. It's very unfortunate, my brother, because when we talk about justice and all this police brutality and shooting, it's not going to stop. Honestly speaking, when Deborah was killed, I called into this your program. I made a comment.
Yes.
I said, I'm not surprised because Deborah is not going to be the last.
There will be more.
Because why? The only way you can stop such things from happening is by serving justice. When a policeman shoots somebody and nothing is done after all this nonsense,
The loud, the noise and everything,
he will still do it
down.
again.
Yeah.
He will still do it again, or others will do it. How can you tell me that somebody is going his business, whether you are drunk or whatever, you just shot the person and everybody will speak grammar for 2 days and that will be
react,
and you want
angry,
me to
rage,
be in the
blah,
same country,
blah, blah, blah. Then another one will happen again. Everybody will go to that one.
Same country with somebody like Gumi. I heard he's a medical doctor. Somebody speaking in this manner,
maybe native doctor. Which kind of doctor?
To be in the same country, my brother. Please continue the advocate. My reason of opting from Nigeria is I don't want to be in a country where terrorists are pampered.
Terrorism will be normalized, and I will have to train my children to understand how to live in an environment that is so hostile, so violent, because it is just the policy. That's how we get our peace in war.
That is the reason why, in case they don't know why we want to opt from Nigeria, the reason somebody like me wants to go away from Nigeria is because the problem of Nigeria is deliberated.
It is intentional. It is deliberate.
It is
and you know what they
done.
say, Osita. You know what they say. You know what they say in Yoruba, right? They say you can only wake somebody that is sleeping. If I'm sleeping now, right? Then you come in and say, Mayegun, I have to wake up. I'll be like, okay, sorry. Hey, you know what I mean? Because I'm sleeping. But if I am pretending to be sleeping, you can walk into this room. You can be turning the whole room upside down. I will just be like that.
Exactly.
So that means you cannot wake somebody that is pretending. Sure, you get. We hope that something will wake everybody up and the pretense will drop. Hope. It's a matter of time.
We hope. It's a matter of because
it is a matter of time.
Thank
you so much. It's good to hear from you again.
Thank you so much, Megun.
And then my regards to everyone over there. I know it's been a busy end of the year for so many people, families and all that. Finding time to be part of this conversation, even though many of you are always watching. I appreciate it. Okay. You should have a wonderful, wonderful season, by the way. And my regards.
Thank you so much.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. So that's Osita. I have another caller, but I'm going to tell my caller to hang on for me for a minute. And he's likely going to be my last caller. We'll see. My caller, please hang on for a minute, okay? I need to take a quick break. It won't be long, a minute or two. Stay there. So, guys, I'm going to be back in a minute or two before we call it a night, okay? Don't go.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
Hello there, my caller. Are you still there? Oh, okay. That was a Nigeria call or somebody who is using a number that is whether they are in Nigeria or they are not. It's WhatsApp, so it should be a Nigerian call. But I think I'm going to hang my boot here right now. Okay. Let all of you enjoy the rest of the evening. If you are in America, I bet you are in the afternoon right now. There are plans for the evening, Abby. Let's keep it that way and then call it tonight. And tomorrow is another, another day. And I'm going to see you again. I've shared my own view on this tonight. Other people have added theirs. You who probably just joined us, you can watch this from the start again and be part of it. All the announcements made, those who are going to follow them up should please do follow them up. And from tomorrow evening, we are likely going to be bringing our first footage of our end of the year family support program, the Yoruba Union end of the year family support program that our donors have put resources of over 3 million naira to support over 500 families this season. Thank you. God bless you. And we appreciate you as always. Thank you as well for always being around every evening. For those who always have that time, I appreciate my callers, commenters, and even my super chatters. You are always those who love to turn on the, when you go to a concert, right? If you go to go to a concert, and then at some point the light will go out, except for the center stage where the whole light, all the colorful lights are there beaming. Then at a point, the fans, the audience, they will turn on the flashlight on your phone. You, the super chatters, are those who always turn on the light on your phones in the room, just to say, hey. And every time you turn it on, it is a show of appreciation that is actually not taken for granted. So I appreciate you. Gesture is something that I really, really, really appreciate. The gesture to say, okay, I want to, I'm going to, you know what I mean? Because that's what I do. I always have that sincere heart to help people. I feel so great whenever I did. So to every one of you, I know what it feels like inside of you to do all of that. So I appreciate you. Every penny counts. In the UK, we say, and your minute and every minute you spend on this platform is also very much valued and appreciated. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your afternoon. Or even enjoy your money. Right? We are in the holiday season. And remember those that Nigeria has happened to. And always remember too that yes, we are here, but we are not safe or immune from all of the maladies happening in Nigeria. Right? And I hope we will all have a wonderful evening. Take care and bye-bye. Cheers.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayuba number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá àní ẹ̀sùn rájì aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn rájì òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú àní ẹ̀sùn rájì ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.